Most couples walk into their second marriage determined, hoping that it will be better than the first. But hope isn't a strategy. And the statistics, I hate to break this to you, not in your favor. Divorce rates go up for second marriages, not down. A quick Google search will tell you somewhere between 60 and 70% of second marriages end in divorce. Why? Because we try to build something new with old tools, old habits, and old pain. But you don't have to make the same mistakes twice. If you want to beat the odds and you want this to be your last marriage, the good kind of last, let me show you 5 powerful shifts that you and your spouse can make starting today. My tip number 1, separate the past from the present. You have to be able to tell the difference. This, your spouse right now, is not your ex. This marriage, not the same marriage. It's not the same story. But your body, your nervous system might not know that yet. Sometimes you might get a certain look or a tone from your spouse and suddenly, bam, you're right back in the old marriage. Even if logically and physically you're here, emotionally you're right back in the old marriage. You have to be able to say to yourself, this is John, not Jason. It's not that marriage. This is a new relationship. Take Sarah and Stephen. Sarah was cheated on in her first marriage. And even though Stephen had never once been untrustworthy, every time that he stayed late at work or he picked up his phone while they were talking, she would have a response. Her gut would drop. Every one of these starts with an awareness. You gotta be aware first before you're able to change it. Tip number 2, you need to make it incredibly easy to talk. One of the top reasons that marriages fail, again, is because people don't know how to talk when things are hard. It's easy and a no-brainer to have a great time, to talk to each other when we're all good with one another, when things are going the way that we always wanted them to go. Agreed? Of course. But the trouble is, and it comes knocking at the door, when things go sideways, when your spouse says something really mean and they don't even realize it. When something unexpected happens, it's when the rubber hits the road that we get confused and we sometimes start questioning everything. I worked with a couple a few years back. We'll call them Dana and Dean. The good news was these two, they knew this about themselves. They were both conflict avoidant and they knew it. So early on in their second marriage, as we worked together, they created a ritual. I taught them how to do it. They would start doing Sunday night check-ins. Every week, same time, same place, no phones, no distractions, the TV is off. They would come together and just ask this question. What's going well? What's been hard this week? Did something happen that we need to bring back to the table and talk about? And of course, it felt clunky at first, but they stayed with it. And that tiny habit became the foundation of their emotional safety. This way they knew whatever happened during the week, no matter how big or how annoying, they would talk about it together. And even once we were done working together, they knew that there was a time and a place to bring these things up and they wouldn't be carried over into the next week. They would clear the air. So my 2 cents for you, don't wait until it's a mess. Make it easy to say the awkward stuff before it turns into a full-blown breakdown. Tip number 3, you know it's going to be messy, so expect the mess and plan for it. Marriage isn't about avoiding conflict. It's about knowing what to do when it happens. And notice I didn't say if it happens, I said when, because it will happen. Another couple that I saw 10 years ago about, we'll call them Mark and Mary, they actually sat down and they made a plan for what to do when we hit the wall. They decided, and they did this ahead of time. Number 1, when we feel stuck, we'll take a 30-minute walk before trying to solve it. Number 2, if we cannot fix it by ourselves in 24 hours, we'll go and ask for help from a friend or from a coach. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. Strong couples don't avoid trouble. They don't try to avoid the mess. They know that it's coming. They just prepare for it. Tip number 4, practice the magic of renegotiation. Your needs as a couple will change. Your life will change. So guess what? Your agreements, they should change also. I had a young couple that I was seeing We'll call them Travis and Tara. They had this beautiful rhythm when they first got married. Friday night date nights, splitting chores and getting it all done on Saturday morning, doing check-ins during lunch on all the work days. And then they had twins. And you guessed it, everything changed. They could have stayed resentful, trying to live by the old rules. This worked at one point, we just got to make it work. They could have done that, but instead, they renegotiated. They took the time and they asked each other these questions. What is it that we need now? What's realistic for this season, for the season that we're in right this moment? What matters most to you and I this week, this month, this year? That renegotiation was what saved their marriage. Healthy couples, they don't fear change. They co-create it and they do it again and again for as many seasons as they get to go through together in their lifetime. Tip number 5, build a culture of repair. Things will get messy. You will say the wrong thing, I promise you. You'll misread each other, I promise you that too. But that's not the problem. The problem is leaving it unrepaired. I remember I had this guy once, we'll call him John. He had this habit of snapping at his wife during a stressful week. In the moment, nobody said anything. She walked away hurt to no end. The thing that mattered was once he learned and the thing that he did next. He came back, he sat beside her, and he was like, that didn't land how I meant it. Can we try again? That's repair. It's the small, consistent repairs like that that are the glue of a lasting marriage. You don't need perfection. We're never going to get to perfection, no matter how hard we try. So we might all as well just quit that. What we do need is we need 2 things. We need humility and we need the willingness to circle back with your spouse. That's how repair culture is cultivated. That's how repair is done. I want you to know one thing. You're not doomed to repeat the past. You don't have to be stuck in the old story. You and your spouse, you two can write the new chapter together. But it starts with new decisions, with new choices that you make for each other's benefit. Now, if you found value in this video, if this encouraged you at all, I would love for you to share it with someone you know who's walking into a second marriage or already is in one and maybe is struggling more than they hoped to be. And if you would like more support, more tools, more hope, there's always more where this came from. I talk about this kind of stuff all the time. Real tools for real marriages in real time. I'll see you in the next one.